explosive power. Here you look. 1, 2. Just that's the blitzkrieg everybody talks about with twirly foot. From here, boom, look.
Okay, so when we talk about practicing forms and we talk about our ideas about centerline and Bak Hsing, the form you just demonstrated, the first 3 or 4 movements, we're always advancing with our steps, even in our foundation forms. Like
Right.
Kwoon Kwoon is foundation level form, right? How do you see, like, if you pick the first 3, 4 techniques out of what you just demonstrated, how do you see those as advancing techniques, and how do you see them utilizing the centerline theory to fight an opponent?
Well, the first one, you're coming in, you're initiating the attack, you're breaking the bridge, you're engaged for the second, and the third, now we're starting, with every step, you're coming in. 1, 2, 3. So from here, you're starting, boom, you're in, you start moving, you keep moving, you're pushing the person back as you're engaged. That's the one aspect of Bak Hsing, is we're always moving, whether it's triangle punch, chop choy, roll over, Buddhist palm, tiger claw, sao, gua. We're always moving.
Right.
We're always moving to breaking the center line. You got a person standing here. As I'm coming in, I might go high to initially get the engagement. Once we engage, then I'm moving in, pushing back, gaining control to
unbalance and to finish them, right?
Right.
And when we get, like, I know you and I have both been asked the question a lot when we start posting videos and looking at other videos that people are posting, and I've consistently said, with the exception of Sup G, very few of the videos I've seen on Choy Foot posted up on YouTube look anything like our forms. The form you just demonstrated is pretty representative of a lot of the way we move in a lot of our foundation level forms. It's that linear, that footwork, right, that you don't see.
For sure,
Nobody
yeah.
else moves the way we do.
You're always stepping forward, square, triangle horse,
Right.
coming through, square horse step to gain the distance, quickly attack in.
Right.
Always coming through the center line. As we're coming in, center line, center line, center line.
Right. And always advancing too, like we're not staying stationary and trying to engage and trade
Every
punches,
step,
right?
You're taking a step. We don't come in, break the bridge, get inside, from here, start coming in like this.
Right.
With once we get in, every movement, pushing forward and coming through.
Right.
Because we want to go through the person to gain the center line. That's where the Bak Hsing blitzkrieg is. We just don't do it here. We're doing it with every move, as I said earlier. That's what our patterns show. No matter what it is we're doing, we're stepping in, engaging, controlling, finishing. Whether you're punching down, chop choy, coming straight in, whether it's high, low, coming in, muffle, coming in, but it's not static. We're always going through. That's the main emphasis for gaining control of the center line. And that's what's taught from the very first pattern that we learn. What we call Kwoon Kwoon. Punch, 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 punch. Fujao. Wah. We're always stepping, attacking forward, inside, going for the center line.
And once I learned Sup G and Sup Jin Kun in our lineage, I was only ever exposed to those first 3 patterns. My version of Kwoon Kwoon, your version of Kwoon Kwoon, and Kwoon Kwoon for the first several years I practiced.
Right.
And Sup Jin Kun and Sup G always looked very foreign to me, and a lot more like what the Hung Sing guys do. The way we have opening Hoi Jong, we move in different directions, a lot more running Gua Sao, a lot more bow stance, a lot more traditional stances, as opposed to our early forms that are really just emphasizing on advancing.
Right.
And that's how I see us using our fighting as well.
Oh, definitely. Like, the patterns at the beginning, they're taught more structured, more traditional stance. Coming in, Ding Ji Ma, Saping Ma, rolling in, where as things start to get more advanced, after the foundation is built strong, then you start to add more movement. Might be 45 degrees. You're still going forward no matter what it is that we're doing. Triangle horse, square horse shuffle, to open things up. Ultimately, you just want it to flow. Just with any martial arts, it's flowing. It's the philosophy behind how one gets from A to Z is what, in my opinion, makes everything distinct. From our patterns, we take the basic moves, work them in, but even the basic moves, as I showed earlier, we're coming in with every attack. Our emphasis is forward, forward, forward. If I'm coming in, boom, boom, I hit something hard, then boom, I'm off to the side, coming in again, coming through. I'm not going to stand here and go, what you see oftentimes is more static, where you're going boom, 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 or boxing where they're just going like this. We don't go toe to toe. We always want to, I can repeat myself 1,000 times, move forward.
My understanding too is that I don't want to trade blows with my opponent. I want to hit my opponent and not have them hit me. And the only way to ensure that I'm doing that is to take their balance every time I move them. Right. So when I enter, I take their balance and I strike. If they're lucky enough to counter or not lucky enough to stop or block my entry technique, I've taken their balance, I've taken their intent. My next technique comes, my next technique comes, my next technique comes. Yep. So that I'm always stopping their rhythm. I'm always breaking their rhythm, and they have no opportunity to counter my technique.
We were talking earlier where, point of engagement, or when you're trying to initiate to break the bridge, access the bridge, the other person will start directing where it is that the next technique's going to come from, and then ultimately we seize control from that. So from the moment of engagement, we're coming in, whatever the technique might be, and then from here we're engaged. You're blocking up here, my hand's coming down here. At the same time I'm shooting out here. You block this, I'm coming through. Bak Hsing, again, the difference being each time I'm moving to take that center line, not actually take the center line, I'm fighting on the center line, I'm going through the center line. As you said earlier, we're looking at the unbalancing. Once you unbalance, you've got the upper hand. That's basically what the center line is. Center line is just a path to get to the unbalance. And from there, fight over.
Thank you.
Chop choy. Number one.